Okay, very good evening. Let us start with today's lecture. I hope I am audible and the screen is also visible. So, we will continue with the course, the co curricular course, and this course is an introductory course in data science and machine learning. Today is our fourth lecture. So, this is a series of six lectures. We are already halfway done. Now we know what is data science, we know what is data, and then descriptive data analysis, and all these things we have learnt with one example. So we have a clear concept in our mind about all these things. Today, let us see what machine learning is. Still, people are joining. Let me allow them. Okay. So, introduction to machine learning. Machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence, that is AI. Machine learning (ML) is a subset of artificial intelligence (AI) that involves the development of algorithms that enable computers to learn from and make decisions based on the data. Instead of being explicitly programmed to perform a task, a machine learning model uses data to identify patterns, make predictions, or take actions, improving its performance over time as it processes more data. So, machine learning means we are making the machine learn. How? Based on the past data. तर प्रोग्रामिंग अशी असते मशीन लर्निंगची की एकदा प्रोग्राम आपण टाईप केलं अँड कोणताही मॉडेल फिट केलं, the machine will automatically take the new data, it will fit in the model and do the predictions and tell us the further course of action. Machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, which you are going to study in the course taught by, I think, the computer science department. Artificial intelligence जसं नाव आहे, so it is something related to intelligence, and this intelligence has been developed artificially, and the robots and machines, they are doing this or they are carrying out this artificial intelligence. We are in feeding its all the data to the machine, and we are also in feeding the model into the machine, and we are saying okay, now the machine is equipped enough to solve a particular problem. It's like developing your intelligence by reading a lot of books. आपण जितकं बुक्स रीड करणार, चांगले बुक्स, जितकं नॉलेज आपल्या डोक्यात जाणार, तितकी आपली इंटेलिजन्स वाढणार. सो इट्स व्हेरी obvious that if we are having a lot of knowledge of different subjects rather, so if you want to argue even today's world with someone, you should know a bit of history. कोणताही टॉपिक आजच्या काळात is everything related to history. So you should know a bit of history. Because you are a science student, you should also know about something about chemistry, then something about physics. You should have some mathematics knowledge, some statistics knowledge. All this knowledge you are gaining through books or certain lectures. So continuously, if you are in a process of learning, you are learning from different sources, your intelligence will increase. So the kind of data you are inputting in your mind will train your mind. You are making your mind capable of doing things which you are infeeding into it. Likewise, what we are infeeding into the machine will work accordingly. So we are now making the machine learn. असा विचार करा की एक छोटा बाळ आहे आणि तुम्हाला त्याच्यात संस्कार इनपुट करायचे आहे. or you want to teach that छोटा बाळा लँग्वेज. तर लँग्वेजमध्ये पहिले तुम्ही त्याला सिलेबल, मोनोसिलेबल और ड्युअल सिलेबल असे वर्ड्स शिकवणार आणि हळूहळू एक सेंटेन्स तयार करायला शिकवणार, त्याला संस्कार देणार. तर जे पण तुम्ही त्याला डेटा फिट करणार, द चाइल्ड विल बिहेव लाईकवाईज. इवन युअर ओन ब्रेन विल बिहेव द वे यू आर इनपुटिंग द डेटा. तसंच मशीनमध्ये आपण कोणता डेटा इनफीड केला, मशीनला कोणती कमांड दिली, मशीन तसंच बिहेव करणार. अँड दॅट इज व्हॉट इज मशीन लर्निंग. But this machine learning nowadays is a separate subject where it involves how the previous data is to be modeled, what are the different models used, and how these models are to be used for future prediction. That is what is called as machine learning. Key concepts in machine learning. First is types of machine learning. First is supervised learning. Let us see the definition of supervised learning. The model is trained on labeled data where the input data and the corresponding correct output are provided. The definition: the model is trained on labeled data where the input data and the corresponding correct output are provided, which means आपण डेटा इनफिट करू, मॉडेल पण इनफिट करू, इनपुट आणि आउटपुट पण इनफिट करू आणि त्याच्यानंतर मशीनला सांगू हे बघा. फॉर एक्झाम्पल जर मी रॉ मटेरियल्स टाकले सच ॲज wheat, water, a bit of salt, a bit of ghee, and from that side a kneaded dough will come out or a roti will come out. Likewise, we should provide all the ingredients to the machine. Also tell the machine की हे ingredients आहे तर याच्यातून काय काय बनवू शकतो आपण. wheat flour, water, a bit of salt and then ghee. We will be having a kneaded dough, right? So we are telling the machines if these are the ingredients, this is what we are having. Or if these are the symptoms, then the person may be having COVID. So tell the report that it is positive. हे आपण इनफिट करून ठेवलं. आता नेक्स्ट टाईम जेव्हा कोणताही पेशंट जाणार आणि त्याला हे सिम्पटम्स असणार, त्याच्या ब्लडमध्ये असा सॅम्पल दिसेल, तर और एनी अदर काय कोणतं सलायवामध्ये असा सॅम्पल दिसेल, तर मशीन विल से दॅट पर्सन इज हॅव्हिंग कोविड पॉझिटिव्ह, कारण त्याला असं ट्रेन केलेलं आहे. सो दिस इज कॉल्ड ॲज सुपरवाइज लर्निंग वेअर डेटा इज प्रोव्हाइडेड, इनपुट इज प्रोव्हाइडेड, आउटपुट इज ऑल्सो प्रोव्हाइडेड. मशीनला आपण सांगत आहे असं असं झालं की हा रिझल्ट आहे, असं असं झालं की हा पर्टिक्युलर रिझल्ट आहे. तर नेक्स्ट टाईम वेन वी आर जस्ट प्रोव्हाइडिंग द इनपुट, मशीन विल सी चेक दी प्रिव्हियसली इनपुट डेटा अँड इट विल सी नाही ठीक आहे आपल्याला ट्रेन काय केलं आहे, जर असे सिम्टम्स दिसले तर कोविड पॉझिटिव्ह करायचं आणि मशीन विल से दॅट येस दिस पर्सन इज कोविड पॉझिटिव्ह और अदर कोविड निगेटिव्ह. So this is supervised learning. We are the supervisor. We have made the machine learn everything under our supervision. So this is supervised learning. Example classification. आताच एक्झाम्पल दिलं क्लासिफिकेशनचा, कोविड पॉझिटिव्ह आहे की कोविड निगेटिव्ह आहे. सो एक्झाम्पल्स क्लासिफिकेशन, प्रेडिक्टिंग अ कॅटेगॉरिकल आउटकम. एक्झाम्पल स्पॅम और नॉट स्पॅम इन ईमेल फिल्टरिंग. तर ईमेलमध्ये स्पॅम आहे की स्पॅम नाही आहे ते आपल्याला समजणार. लाईकवाईज रिग्रेशन, प्रेडिक्टिंग अ कंटिन्युअस आउटकम. एक्झाम्पल प्रेडिक्टिंग हाऊस प्राइसेस. आता सिम्पल लिनियर रिग्रेशन अँड मल्टिपल लिनियर रिग्रेशन, दॅट डिफरंट टाइप्स ऑफ रिग्रेशन ऑल्सो. आता हा रिग्रेशन वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू स्टडी कम्प्लीटली in our syllabus because it is beyond the scope of this course, co-curricular course what we have designed for you all, and it is impossible to cover everything in 6 lectures. So important tools of supervised learning, first is for classification, either this person is COVID positive or COVID negative, or in case the computers nowadays are also trained टू चेक दी OMR शीट्स. तुम्ही कोणती एक्झाम देतात तर OMR शीटमध्ये आउट ऑफ 4 ऑप्शन्स जो कोणताही करेक्ट ऑप्शन असेल त्याला त्या सर्कलला डार्क करतात. यू हॅव टू डार्कन दी सर्कल ऑप्शन विच इज करेक्ट ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह टाईप पेपर्समध्ये. तर कम्प्युटरमध्ये फक्त आपल्याला ती कॉपी स्कॅन केली तुमच्या OMR शीटची, तर कम्प्युटर विल ऑटोमॅटिकली टेल युअर स्कोर, अँड इफ यू हॅव ऑलरेडी इन्फिडेड दी कट ऑफ, द कम्प्युटर विल on the basis of your score it will say you are passed or failed. So that kind of machine learning for classification we are already using in India, and this is a very basic example. Now second is regression. So regression मध्ये काय असतो, you have to not classify in one category or the other category, but in regression you have to predict the future value. एक्झाम्पल इथे हाऊस प्राइसेसचा दिलेला आहे. तर जर आपण कम्प्युटरला डेटा इनफिट केला की हा पर्टिक्युलर हाऊस ह्या पर्टिक्युलर सिटीमध्ये आहे, इट इज इन दिस पर्टिक्युलर लोकॅलिटी, इट इज नियर द मेट्रो स्टेशन, इट इज नियर ऑल दी सुपर मार्केट्स, आणि कॉलेजेस वगैरे पण जवळच आहे या पर्टिक्युलर हाऊसच्या लोकेशनचे. ऑल्सो the locality is very pricey locality, so automatically it will predict the house price की house price ची रेंज किती ते कितीपासून असणार. or we can also input the data like हाऊसचा कार्पेट एरिया किती आहे, हाऊस 2 BHK आहे की 3 BHK आहे. on the basis of all this data it will predict the house price. So we are not classifying a house into good or bad or something, we are just predicting the house price. So for the prediction, continuous prediction, we use regression. Second is unsupervised learning. Definition: the model is trained on data without labeled responses, or it tries to find hidden patterns or intrinsic structures in the data. आता इथे जे पण आपण मॉडेल ट्रेन करत आहोत त्याच्यात लेबल्ड रिस्पॉन्सेस नसतात. आता याच्यात सुपरवाइज्ड लर्निंगमध्ये लेबल्ड रिस्पॉन्सेस कसे असणार की मी आय जस्ट नाव आय सेड दॅट प्रेडिक्टिंग हाऊस प्राइसेस, त्याच्यात आपण इनफीड काय काय केलं होतं, हाऊसचा कार्पेट एरिया, हाऊसचा what is the size of the house, is it 2 BHK or 3 BHK, what is the locality of the house, what is the city in which the house is located, then its vicinity with the metro station. ठीक आहे. सो ऑल दीज आर लेबल्ड इनपुट्स, लेबल्ड दिलेलं आहे, कार्पेट एरिया, साईज, विसिनिटी, सिटी, लोकॅलिटी, हे सगळे लेबल्स आहे. हे सगळे लेबल्स यूज करून आपण प्रेडिक्ट करणं खूप सोपं असतो. पण अनसुपरवाइज लर्निंगमध्ये असे काही लेबल्स नसतात. जे पण डेटा असतो तो खूपच अनसुपरवाइज्ड और अनस्ट्रक्चर्ड डेटा असतो आणि त्यातून मग फ्युचर प्रेडिक्ट करायचं असतो. दॅट इज वॉट इज कॉल्ड एज अनसुपरवाइज्ड लर्निंग. एक्झाम्पल्स: क्लस्टरिंग, ग्रुपिंग सिमिलर डेटा पॉईंट्स टुगेदर. एक्झाम्पल: कस्टमर सेगमेंटेशन. आता याच्यात क्लस्टरिंगची खूप मोठी भूमिका असते. तर आपल्याला ॲक्च्युली आता माहीत नाही आहे की कस्टमर्स काय घेणार काय नाही घेणार. सो वी कॅन categorize the customers into different clusters like vegetarian, non-vegetarian or vegetarian on their buying patterns. आता याच्यात तर काही लेबल्स आपण देऊ नाही शकत या क्लासिफिकेशनमध्ये. एक पर्टिक्युलर कस्टमर आहे, त्याची एज काहीही असो, त्याचं जेंडर काहीही असो, त्याची सिटी कोणतीही असो, तो आता व्हेजिटेरियन आहे, नॉन व्हेजिटेरियन आहे की एगिटेरियन आहे, तसं क्लासिफाय करण्यासाठी आपल्याकडे तसं काहीच मार्गदर्शन नसतं. म्हणून we just use clustering where we can just group people which are having a certain pattern. Then dimensionality reduction, reducing the number of features in the data set while retaining its essential information. Example: principal component analysis. Principal component analysis is a separate chapter which you study in statistics. So here we can say that, for example, जर आपण कोणताही एक क्रिकेटचा एक्झाम्पल घेतला, एक कोणती IPL मॅच सुरू आहे आणि तुमचा फेवरेट क्रिकेटर इज प्लेइंग. आता दॅट क्रिकेटर विल विन टुडे or not, it will depend upon the team in which he is playing, the players with which he is in the same team, his current form, So all these things will affect his performance. पण प्रिन्सिपल कंपोनंट ॲनालिसिस काय करतो? प्रिन्सिपल कंपोनंट ॲनालिसिस विल reduce the dimension of these variables. म्हणजे if I am saying that a batsman performance will depend upon its team, then the the team in which he is playing, then the players of his team, then his form, then the ground on which he is playing, then the city in which he is playing. So I'm just saying these 5 factors will affect a player's performance. Principal component analysis will say no, only 3 factors will affect: his form, his teammates, and the kind of club in which he is playing, the kind of team in which he is playing, whether he is from uh, Chennai Super Kings, I guess Chennai Super Kings, or from Gujarat Titans, and so on. So only these 3 things. City and the ground will not affect his performance. काय केलं आता? 5 फॅक्टर्स होते जे बॅट्समॅनची परफॉर्मन्स अफेक्ट करत होते. प्रिन्सिपल कंपोनंट ॲनालिसिस म्हणाले नाही, 5 नाही, फक्त 3च करतात, बाकीचे दोन एकदम फालतू आहे. सो डायमेन्शनॅलिटी रिडक्शन, रिड्युसिंग द नंबर ऑफ फीचर्स इन द डेटा सेट वाईल रिटेनिंग द इसेन्शियल इन्फॉर्मेशन. हे 3 इन्फॉर्मेशन जर आपल्याला समजली तर बाकीचे 2 आपल्याला समजले की नाही समजली त्याचा काही अर्थ नाही. दोज 2 थिंग्स आर कम्प्लिटली फ्युटाईल, दे आर युजलेस. अ बॅट्समॅन परफॉर्मन्स विल डिपेंड ओनली ऑन the first 3 things, not the last 2 things. That is what from the dimension 5 we have reduced to dimension 3 only. So this comes under unsupervised learning. Then third is semi-supervised, which is a combination of supervised and unsupervised. So let us see the third definition. Semi-supervised learning definition: combines both labeled and unlabeled data during training. काही डेटा तुमचा लेबल्ड असेल, काही डेटा अनलेबल्ड असेल, ते सगळं यूज करून जर आपण डेटाला ट्रेन केलं, दॅट विल बी युअर सेमी सुपरवाइज्ड लर्निंग. दिस अप्रोच कॅन बी युजफुल वेन लेबलिंग डेटा इज एक्सपेन्सिव्ह और टाइम कन्झ्युमिंग. फोर्थ इज reinforcement learning definition: the model learns by interacting with an environment, receiving feedback in the form of rewards or penalties, and making decisions that maximize the cumulative reward over time. ठीक आहे. So this is reinforcement learning. Computer is learning on a continuous basis. असं नाही की आपण एक मॉडेल बनवून ठेवून दिलं आणि कम्प्युटर इज just reading that model and predicting future values. No, computer is doing on time processing. On time किती रिवॉर्ड झाले, ऑन टाईम किती पेनल्टी झाली, कोणत्या एन्व्हायरमेंटमध्ये ती मशीन फंक्शन करत आहे, ते सगळं यूज करून मशीन रिइन्फोर्स करणार आपल्या मॉडेलला, बेटर करणार त्या मॉडेलला, सो दॅट इट मॅक्सिमायझेस द क्युम्युलेटिव्ह रिवॉर्ड ओव्हर टाईम. जे पण रिवॉर्ड्स, जे पण प्रॉफिट्स आहे ते ओव्हर टाईम मॅक्सिमाइज व्हायला पाहिजे, अशी ती मशीन स्वतःला वारंवार इम्प्रूव्ह करत जाणार. दॅट इज वॉट इज कॉल्ड एज reinforcement learning. For example, teaching a robot to navigate a maze or training an AI to play a game like chess. So you may go today and play a game of chess online, and you will understand that the way you are placing your pawns and kings or your steps in chess, the machine will try to beat you and maybe become better than you. So based on your steps, the machine will take its steps so as to beat you in a game of chess, and that is what is called as reinforcement learning. The way the situation is currently, the machine will behave that way, or the robot is also behaving that way. Nowadays the robots are becoming very intelligent. The artificial intelligence is trying to overdo human intelligence, but it will never happen, because anyways robots are made by machines, so remote control is definitely always there in human hands. And I don't pray that a day will come where artificial intelligence becomes better than human intelligence. But so this is the reinforcement learning, which is a step higher than supervised, unsupervised, and semi supervised learning. Nowadays, a lot of countries like Germany and even in USA, they are working on reinforcement learning, where the machine is learning by itself minute by minute. Every second the machine is planning its action according to the response the other person is doing. One example we had seen in the movie called Chitti by Rajnikant. तर तो मशीन नंतर स्वतःच लर्न करायला सुरुवात केली होती त्या मशीननी. दॅट इज व्हॉट इज द रिइन्फोर्समेंट लर्निंग. Then let us see the key elements of machine learning. First is definitely you need data. Data, the foundational element which enforces both the input features, independent variables, and the target labels, which are dependent variables for supervised learning. तर जितके पण आपण डिपेंडंट अँड इंडिपेंडंट व्हेरिएबल्स यूज करत आहोत, that will come under our data. Second is model, a mathematical representation of a real world process. Models are built using algorithms that learn from data. जे पण डेटा आपण ऑलरेडी इनपुट केलेला आहे त्याच्यावरून आपण मॉडेल रेडी करून ठेवू, आणि जे पण आता नवीन डेटा आहे मशीन विल यूज दॅट मॉडेल अँड गिव द प्रिडिक्शन, फ्युचर प्रिडिक्शन. देन ट्रेनिंग अँड टेस्टिंग. Suppose we are having a data set of 100 students, then we will use the data set of 70 students to train the model, and we will test the model if the model is correct or not on the data which we have for the remaining 30 students, and then see what is the accuracy of the model. तो जो पण डेटा आपल्याकडे, जे पण डेटा आपल्याकडे असतो त्याला आपण 70-30मध्ये डिवाईड करतो नॉर्मली. 70% डेटावर आपण मॉडेल ट्रेन करतो, 30% डेटावर आपण ट्रेन केलेला मॉडेल टेस्ट करतो आणि मग तो मार्केटमध्ये सोडतो. So then training, the process of feeding data into a machine learning algorithm to create a model that can make predictions or decisions. Testing is evaluating the trained model on new unseen data to assess its performance. So हा झाला training and then testing the model. Next is features, the individual measurable properties or characteristics of the data. Example, age, salary, and education level in a data set about employees. So individual measurable properties or characteristics of the data are called its features. Label or target, the output variable that model aims to predict. Example, the price of the house, whether an email is spam or not. All these are the targets given to the data or the labels given to the data. Someone is trying to join, let me. So these are the key elements of machine learning. We want data, we want model, then training set of the data, testing set of the data, features of the data, and then labels used. Now what are the popular machine learning algorithms? मशीन लर्निंग तर ठीक आहे, आपण मशीनला मॉडेल बनवणं शिकवत आहो, पण हे जे these models, what are the famous models which we are using? So all these names you should be acquainted with. The first one is linear regression. See, today I am not going to teach you what linear regression is or what logistic regression is, what is a decision tree and all. But my intention for you is that you should know that all these things are there in machine learning, and these algorithms or these methods are used for machine learning. If you are curious enough to understand these methods, you can just go and search on Google. Everything is available. It's not a problem, and the explanation of all these things will not be asked in exam also. So whichever things I am providing you in notes, in the form of notes, which I will be giving on the last day, the 6th day, I'll be sharing all these PPTs with you in a PDF format so that you can study. त्यावरच तुमची एक्झाम होणार आहे. कारण हा बेसिक और इंट्रोडक्टरी कोर्स आम्हाला घ्यायला सांगितला आहे. अँड वी ऑल वॉन्ट यू टू नो द टर्म्स यूज्ड इन मशीन लर्निंग अँड द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ ऑल दिस थिंग्स. So first is linear regression, used for regression tasks predicting continuous values. Future prediction साठी linear regression यूज होत असते. Logistic regression used for binary classification task. Logistic मध्ये काय, whether a person will fail or pass, whether a person is having COVID or not, whether a person is intelligent or not, whether a girl is beautiful or not, all these things, I mean binary, where 0 or 1, whether a patient is diabetic or not, all these things will come under logistic regression. A binary classification will be done, yes or no, 0 or 1. For that you are using the logistic regression. So जर मेजरेबल असली काही वस्तू की ठीक आहे, a beauty cannot be measured, now it is beauty is beholded by the person. So that person will find someone beautiful, that person will find someone not beautiful. It belongs to the eye of the beholder, आपण जसं म्हणतो. So this may not be a correct example, but a person is having COVID or not, a person is passing an exam or not. So whenever we are having a binary classification, clear classification of yes or no, we use logistic regression. Third is decision trees, a model that makes decisions by splitting data into branches based on feature values. I'll just suggest you to go and search decision trees today. It is a very beautiful algorithm of machine learning where you see a tree being developed, and that tree is a decision tree where every branch will take a decision for you. Tree मध्ये branches असतात, तसेच decision tree मध्ये पण branches असणार, आणि every branch is going to take decision for you, and the ultimate decision will be there in the last branch of this decision tree. And when you combine so many decision trees, you are going to get a random forest. Random forest is next. I am reading random forest, an ensemble of decision trees that improves prediction accuracy by averaging multiple models. खूप सारे ट्रीज कंबाईन केले की एक फॉरेस्ट बनतो, तसाच डिसिजन ट्रीज खूप सारे कंबाईन केले की वी गेट अ रँडम फॉरेस्ट. नेक्स्ट इज सपोर्ट वेक्टर मशीन्स, SVMs, used for classification, again for classification tasks, finding the optimal boundary between classes. KNN, K nearest neighbors, a simple algorithm that classifies data based on the majority class among the nearest neighbors. Next is neural networks, a set of algorithms inspired by the human brain used for both classification and regression tasks. K means clustering, an unsupervised learning algorithm that groups data into clusters based on feature similarity. Clustering आपण बघितलं तो unsupervised मध्ये येतो. So regression, first linear regression is for prediction, logistic regression is for classification, decision trees again for classification, random forest for classification, SVM is for classification, KNN is for classification. Neural network can be used for both classification and prediction, and K means clustering is for classification. Applications of machine learning. Learning can be, now you can have the idea from, I mean, if the applications are not mentioned here, I think you can develop many applications from your own brain, because young students, they are having so many ideas and they can use this idea of machine learning in almost in every field or in every domain or in every subject. So applications of machine learning, first is healthcare, predicting patient outcomes, personalized medicine, medical imaging analysis, etc. Even machines can be trained to read your x-rays or sonography reports. Second is finance, credit scoring, fraud detection, algorithmic trading. Retail, recommendation systems, customer segmentation, demand forecasting. Next is transportation, self-driving cars, route optimization, predictive maintenance, natural language processing NLP, which is language translation, sentiment analysis, speech recognition, and last is computer vision, object detection, facial recognition, image classification. हे आपण थोडं थोडं प्रत्येकाच्यावर एक एक्झाम्पल घेऊ आणि then we'll move forward. So in healthcare, predicting patient outcomes, whether a patient is diabetic or not, cancer positive or not, HIV positive or not, personalized medicine. तुम्हाला हे प्रॉब्लेम्स आहे, computer can tell you which medicines are good for you. So if your hemoglobin is low, you are anemic patient, your calcium is low, a machine can tell you take these tablets and you will improve. Medical imaging analysis, as I said, x-rays and sonography reports can also be analyzed by the computers. Second is finance, credit scoring, if you are a credit or loan defaulter or not. Fraud detection, फायनान्समध्ये फ्रॉड्स खूप असतात, लोक लोन घेऊन भागून जातात, तर त्याच्यात काही फ्रॉड होत आहे की नाही. इवन RBI हॅज मेनी गाईडलाईन्स फॉर फ्रॉड्स. Many banks are using this machine learning algorithm or computers for detecting frauds. Algorithmic trading. Many people are doing trading nowadays. Stock market मध्ये invest करतात. So computers can tell you whether to buy a certain stock or not. Retail मध्ये recommendation systems. Just like your Amazon, Netflix, they are recommending you movies, they are recommending you product. That is the recommendation system. YouTube also recommends you a lot of things. Customer segmentation, one example we had taken, whether a customer is vegetarian, non-vegetarian, vegetarian. Customers can be segmented. If there are old customers will buy a lot of puja or dharmic items. Old people, they will buy more medicines. Gen Z people, the latest new generation, will buy headphones. They love loud music. So that is what is customer segmentation. Then demand forecasting, कशाची डिमांड या सीझनमध्ये जास्त होणार आहे, कशाची डिमांड कमी होणार आहे, कोणता प्रोडक्ट हिट आहे, कोणता प्रोडक्ट फ्लॉप आहे. नेक्स्ट इज ट्रान्सपोर्टेशन, सेल्फ ड्रायव्हिंग कार्स. वी हॅड सीन द एक्झाम्पल ऑफ Elon Musk's the self-driving car, which was a flop, but driving cars can also be developed by using machine learning. However, in a country like India, where there is a lot of population density and a lot of traffic, we cannot use these self-driving cars. But in countries where population is very less, like Germany, Poland, etc., there it can be a success, because I have heard somewhere there are trains, bullet trains running in these countries where there are no drivers. The trains are running automatically and there is no one driving them. So yes, automatic cars, even planes, they can be flown on automation mode. So self-driving planes, self-driving cars, self-driving vehicles. Route optimization, just what Swiggy and Zomato and Amazon delivery apps are using. A particular delivery boy is suggested a certain route so that he can deliver a lot of parcels in one route only, so that petrol is used less. Predictive maintenance. Then natural language processing NLP, language translation. Google Translator खूप लोक यूज करतात. आणि there are many softwares just like Spotify or YouTube or many online newspaper also, where they are giving news in different languages in different cities of India. Sentiment analysis, we had seen this example by just reading the comments on a particular trailer of a movie. The creator of a particular movie can predict where the sentiment of people is positive or negative towards a particular film, towards a particular hero or heroine. That is why they are having PR teams, public relation teams, which tell them according to the sentiments that Deepika Padukone should behave this way, Ranveer Singh should behave this way. So there was one controversy in between about their marriage, and immediately after that there was a wedding video of actual wedding video of Deepika Padukone and Ranveer Singh on YouTube, which was not released earlier, but after the controversy it was released. That was suggested by the PR team based on the sentiment analysis of people which they read on Instagram and YouTube comments. So these PR teams, even our politicians, they are having these PR teams. So they do the sentiment analysis of the country, of people of the country, and then take future actions for damage control. Speech recognition. Nowadays you are having Siri uh, and Alexa. So through speech also you can search nowadays on your mobile phones. No need to type. Next is computer vision, where we are doing object detection, facial recognition, image classification. So if you just see image classification if you just type image classification on YouTube or Google, you will see that a camera or a computer can classify the image as an image of a dog or image of a truck or image of a bicycle, because that kind of training machine learning has been already done. Even your mobile phones, it sees your face and then it opens. So we are having facial locks. So all these things are a part of machine learning. Conclusion: machine learning is a transformative technology that is reshaping industries by enabling computers to learn from data and make intelligent decisions. As the availability of data continues to grow and computational power increases, machine learning models will become even more sophisticated, leading to new applications and innovations across various fields. Understanding the basics of machine learning is essential for anyone looking to engage with this rapidly developing or evolving domain. I will suggest you are from any subject, be it even zoology, botany, or any other science or arts. I'll say also art students, you should be studying about this machine learning and data science, because there are all the companies nowadays, big companies, small companies, they are using the data. अँड व्हाय नॉट, कारण हा डेटा यूज करून जर त्यांचा प्रॉफिट इन्क्रीज होत आहे आणि डिसिजन मेकिंग बेटर होत आहे, तर व्हाय नॉट, आय एम सेइंग. अँड धिस थिंग्स इट डज नॉट बिलॉंग टू अ पर्टिक्युलर सब्जेक्ट. It does not belong to statistics, it does not belong to mathematics or computer science, it belongs to everyone. Everyone can optimize their result and better their performance by doing this analysis of the past data and understanding the concepts of machine learning. So everyone should sit and learn, and that is what the aim of this co-curricular course was, ki it should be in such a way that it should belong to every subject, not just one particular subject or focus on some particular domain like mathematical sciences or life sciences. It should belong to everyone, and everyone should have the knowledge of the basic understanding of what data science and machine and what is happening in all this. See, it is very easy to learn any algorithm. कोणताही अल्गोरिदम तुम्ही लवकर समजणार. अल्गोरिदम समजायला कोणालाही काही प्रॉब्लेम येत नाही, पण त्यांचे कॉन्सेप्ट अँड द बेसिक फाउंडेशन हे समजायला थोडं रीडिंग आणि थोडं अंडरस्टँडिंग, अँड यू हॅव टू लिसन टू सम लेक्चर्स, अँड दॅट वॉज दी motive behind having this short course and introductory course. Let us see one example fast. So example, email spam filtering. आता तुमच्या जीमेलवर लेफ्ट साईडला खूप सारे टॅब्स असतात, इनबॉक्स, आउटबॉक्स. वी ऑल्सो हॅव वन ईमेल, वी ऑल्सो हॅव वन टॅब विच इज ऑफ स्पॅम. तर त्या जीमेलला कसं समजतो की हा पर्टिक्युलर ईमेल आहे तो स्पॅममध्ये टाकायचा, हा स्पॅम आहे म्हणजे काहीतरी फ्रॉड आहे या ईमेलला. सो जीमेलनी काहीतरी सॉफ्टवेअर प्रोग्रामिंग करून ठेवलेली असेल आणि आहे, सो दॅट पर्टिक्युलर ईमेल जेव्हा तुम्हाला येतो, जीमेल सांगतो की हा पर्टिक्युलर ईमेल इज अ स्पॅम, तो स्पॅममध्ये टाकून देतो. सो व्हॉट इज दिस रेकग्निशन और क्लासिफिकेशन प्रोसेस? दॅट एक्झाम्पल वी आर गोइंग टू सी टुडे. एक्झाम्पल, ईमेल स्पॅम फिल्टरिंग. प्रॉब्लेम: distinguish between spam and not spam, which is called as a ham email. Data collection. Collect a data set of emails that are labeled as either spam or ham. Each email is represented by features such as the frequency of the certain words, the presence of links, attachments, etc. तर ऑलरेडी आपण असे ईमेल्स कलेक्ट करून ठेवू ज्यांना स्पॅममध्ये टाकलेलं आहे आणि ज्यांना हॅममध्ये टाकलेलं आहे. स्पॅममध्ये टाकलेलं आहे त्या ईमेलचा आपण स्टडी करू की त्याच्यात काहीतरी सर्टन कॉमन वर्ड्स यूज केलेले आहेत का, की प्रेझेन्स ऑफ काही लिंक्स आणि अटॅचमेंट्स आहे का. म्हणजे असे ईमेल्स आता आपण ॲक्च्युली काही डेटा फ्युचर डेटा नाही करत आहोत, आपण फक्त जे ऑलरेडी आपल्याकडे डेटा अवेलेबल आहे त्याचा स्टडी करत आहोत. आपल्याकडे एक स्पॅमचा डेटा अवेलेबल आहे, आपल्याकडे हॅमचा डेटा अवेलेबल आहे. वी आर जस्ट नाव ॲनालायझिंग द कॉमनॅलिटी बिटवीन द स्पॅम मेसेजेस. Next is training the model. Use the labeled data set to train a machine learning model. A common algorithm used for this is the knife based classifier. It is just a classifier. हा classify करतो whether an email is spam or ham. The model learns the patterns and characteristics that differentiate spam emails from ham emails by analyzing the training data. हा डेटा आपण ट्रेनिंगसाठी घेतला. स्पॅम मेसेजेसमध्ये काय, व्हॉट आर दी थिंग्स कॉमन अँड व्हॉट आर द पॅटर्न्स इन स्पॅम मेसेजेस, हा नाईफ बेस अल्गोरिदम और नाईफ बेस क्लासिफायर स्टडी करणार. आणि जर आपल्याकडे नवीन ईमेल आलं तर आता ऑलरेडी ट्रेंड मॉडेल आपल्याकडे आहे, तो त्या ईमेलला वाचणार. त्याच्यात जर असे वर्ड्स ऑलरेडी आहेत विच वी क्लासिफाय ॲज स्पॅम, so Gmail will put that particular email under spam, otherwise it will be a ham email. Testing the model. After training, the model is tested on a separate set of labeled emails, the test set, that it hasn't seen before. ऑलरेडी एक पर्टिक्युलर डेटा सेटवर आपण ट्रेनिंग केलेलं आहे. आता नवीन डेटा सेट आणा आणि टेस्ट करा. नवीन डेटा सेट टेस्ट कसं करायचं, ऑलरेडी आपल्याला माहीत असणार हा पर्टिक्युलर ईमेल स्पॅम आहे, तर मॉडेलमध्ये टाकून बघू ना. मॉडेल जर सांगत आहे की हो हा स्पॅम आहे, आपला मॉडेल करेक्ट आहे. जर स्पॅम मेसेजला मॉडेलने सांगितलं की हा हॅम आहे, म्हणजे आपला मॉडेल कुठेतरी चुकलेला आहे. तर असं आपण टेस्टिंग करून बघू. द मॉडेल प्रेडिक्ट्स वेदर ईच ईमेल इन द टेस्ट सेट इज स्पॅम और हॅम and its predictions are compared to the actual labels to evaluate its accuracy. Next is prediction. Once the model is trained and validated, it can be used to classify new unseen emails. Once the model we have made, we have trained and we have tested, and we are saying that okay, it is a valid model, the accuracy is good. Now put it into the market. For each incoming email, the model analyzes its features and assigns a probability of being spam or ham. Based on this probability, the email is categorized accordingly. So we are not saying that the model is 100% correct. It can be 90% correct, but 90% accuracy आपल्याला मिळालेली आहे. Continuous improvement. The model can be continually improved by retraining it with more data, allowing it to adapt to new types of spam emails. आता काही नवीन, आता हू आर क्रिएटिंग दिस स्पॅम ईमेल्स, दे आर ऑल्सो व्हेरी इंटेलिजंट नो. ते पण आता ते वर्ड्स यूज नाही करणार, ते पण आता नवीन प्रकारचे स्पॅम क्रिएट करणार. तर मॉडेलला पण आपल्याला वारंवार ट्रेन करावं लागणार. आणि त्याच्यासाठीच ही पोस्ट जे डेटा सायंटिस्ट आणि डेटा ॲनालिस्ट असते त्याच्यासाठीच असते की बिकॉज वन्स द मॉडेल इज क्रिएटेड द जॉब इज नॉट डन. वी हॅव टू कंटिन्युअसली इम्प्रूव्ह द मॉडेल अँड वी हॅव टू मेंटेन ऑर इन्क्रीज दी फ्युचर ॲक्युरसी. So this was my last slide for today. Tomorrow again we'll meet at the same time. If you have any doubt, please ask. जर doubt नसेल then we will stop for today. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, thank you.